Well, hello everybody. I'm glad to welcome everyone. I'm Rob Panapinto. I'm one of the co-founders and the chair of the board for Rally, the social enterprise accelerator. You're part of an experiment today. This is our sixth fellow presentation of our cohorts, but the first time we've done it virtually live. Last time we did a recorded virtual session. And we're excited for today because as Rally has expanded, we started here in Central Florida, focused on Central Florida and regional companies. But increasingly over the course of the last 4 years, we have attracted a national and international fellow base, some of which you'll hear today. You'll hear several companies who are impacting issues and are located in Africa and Europe. And so this virtual format, while it may be frustrating to not be in person, gives the opportunity for us to connect with potential partners and investors and advocates for social enterprise all across the world. So we welcome you if this is the first time you've had the opportunity to learn what we're doing at Rally. At Rally, we believe that problems are worth solving. And we also firmly believe that to really solve some of the persistent and challenging social challenges and issues we have both in our backyards, in our local communities, and across the world, we need new and innovative ideas to help solve them. And that the power of entrepreneurship and social enterprise can be a critical part of that. And hopefully you'll hear that today as you listen to these 5 wonderful social entrepreneurs, hear their stories, hear the businesses that they already have, that they're trying to build, and the impact they're going to make. Certainly, we wouldn't be able to do this without a lot of support. This definitely is one of those endeavors that takes a village, and so I would like to thank some of our supporters. First, our founding partners that helped us launch Rally at the very beginning, the Central Florida Foundation, Rollins College, Credo Coffee, Clean the World, and Entrepreneurs in Action. And I also want to thank our main sponsors this year, who include the City of Orlando, who's been a wonderful government and municipal partner for us from the very beginning. The team at CESO, again, Clean the World, Marty Rubin, the Panapinto Family Fund, Keith Hemsley, and Dan Devine. And most importantly, our rally makers. And the list is unfortunately too long for me to list today, given the amount of time I have. But the rally makers are really at the heart of what we do because they give us both their time and their treasure. So they are financial supporters of Rally, but they're also the mentors who get deeply involved. We call them Orlando and Central Florida's most innovative social philanthropists. And you'll hear from some of them today as they introduce the entrepreneurs that they actually mentored through this process. So I thank them for their support from the very beginning and their ongoing support. And if you're interested in becoming a Rally maker, I know we'll put some information on the screen later today about how to reach out to us to get involved in our growing impact we're making. And so again, I'm really excited today. You'll hear 5 amazing stories from social entrepreneurs. They are trying to tackle issues from human trafficking to providing employment for women in Africa in sustainable fashion, to mental health, to food waste, to how do you help nonprofits raise capital in an environment where traditional fundraising is difficult given the pandemic. And so what I'd like to do is turn this over to my friend Kyle Steele, who is the program manager for Rally, who works closely with all of these entrepreneurs and allow all of you to start hearing from these great social enterprises. And please listen to understand how you might be able to help. Again, each company will talk about what their needs are, and please reach out to them and see how you can support not just the work of Rally, but these great social entrepreneurs. So Kyle, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, everyone. I think I want to just start by saying in 2019, the failure rate for startups was around 90%. And if we dive into that number a little further, the research will conclude that about 22% failed within the first year. In the second year, about 30%. And then when you get to year 5, it reaches about 50%. Hi, once again, I'm Kyle Steele, Program Director of Rally, the Social Enterprise Accelerator, where the mission here is to help passionate entrepreneurs transform their ideas and existing work into sustainable ventures that create positive social change. Look, the reality is simple, that starting a venture is hard. It takes money, it requires risk. And ventures, and in that process, ventures must understand their customers, their behaviors, their fears, motivations, and problems, right? Also, they have to build a product, acquire a team, the right team, find customers, market to customers. And when that's all done, that customer needs to do something very magical because enough value has been delivered to them, which is to pay that entrepreneur some money. If none of this happens, the reality is that the business fails and they become one of those statistics. At Rally, right, we're not just working with just businesses that are just for profit. We're working with entrepreneurs who are not only trying to create, like I said, sustainable ventures, but also try to create a positive social change. And so the challenge for them is 2x over a normal organization or startup. But as we say, it's worth it. And that's why we search, the team searches, our city, our region, even the world, for entrepreneurs who also believe that the challenge is worth it, and put them through a 16-week program where we surround them with structure, mentors, subject matter experts, and other individuals and components that are capable of increasing the likelihood of their success. And so in this cohort, summer 2020, as Rob mentioned, we were working with entrepreneurs who were tackling human trafficking, doing with cool things like AI, artificial intelligence, economic development and women empowerment in Uganda, food recycling and soil amendment, improving the quality of care for children with autism spectrum disorder, not only in Eastern Europe, but also the United States, and much, much more. During their time with us, they, along with their mentors, have been working very hard to validate their ideas and existing work through customer discovery and activities that demonstrate product market fit. That's very important for us. Additionally, because they're a social enterprise, they've been working with us along with our partners over at Basel Data to document their social impact that they're seeking to achieve in their city, their region, or even in the world. And then underpin all of that with rigor, research, and accountability. Ultimately, our job is to help our fellows to both conceptualize and to run their ideas and existing work with the perfect blend of purpose and profits. And so today, I would like to say that I'm extremely excited to be able to present our 6 fellows who are working on 5 ventures, who are world-class entrepreneurs, and to invite you to come alongside of them to increase their likelihood of success, because we know that the failure rate is high, but with you, we know that we can help them to succeed. As a funder, as a partner, as a customer, as an employee, as a mentor, or even a supporter, right? So thank you all for joining us today. I'm really excited to be able to present to you our 6 fellows presenting their 5 companies. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it off to John Karen, who is one of our rally makers.
Hey, thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it. And thanks to all for joining. My name's John Karen, and I became a rally maker at the onset, which was 2017. And I have been absolutely thrilled with the progress of not only the Accelerator, but with Ben and Kyle's leadership. So thank you. For this cohort, Mark Brewer and I had the honor of working with Tuesday. It's an initiative powered by an app that empowers nonprofits to expand their donor base, streamline fundraising, and ultimately increase donations. And as this is Giving Tuesday today, there's no better time than today for this team's presentation. So during our engagement with Tuesday, Mark and I have been incredibly impressed with the drive and passion shown by the team to solve a real problem that exists for grassroots, smaller nonprofits. Now today, Tuesday will be asking for three things to further the initiative. The first are introductions to grassroots nonprofits in the Central Florida area. Secondly, consideration of an investment. And third, partnering connections with nonprofit associations and CRM technology enterprises. So it's now my pleasure to introduce Tuesday and his co-founder, Abdullah Taru. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Abdullah Taru. I'm a co-founder of Tuesday. At Tuesday, we believe that all nonprofits should have access to universal donor base. At Tuesday, we're empowering nonprofits to expand their donor base, streamline fundraising, and increase their donation revenue. According to the national statistics, 95% of a typical donor list for any given nonprofit is usually inactive, and 35% of event revenue is usually spent on event expenses. At Tuesday, our goal is to quadruple donor engagement to greater than 20% and reduce development and administrative costs to less than 10%. Tuesday is a digital marketplace that provides auction and donation campaign platform, including other administrative tools for digital marketing. Tuesday clients are grassroots and small nonprofit, which account for 75% of the total 501(c) nonprofits registered in the United States. Tuesday will be concentrating to help nonprofits address challenges with limited donor base, high development cost and time, and limited fundraising by providing them with tools to access universal donor base above and beyond their own database, open auctions for every member of Tuesday community, and simple campaign management tools that are included in the platform. Some of the core features of Tuesday are next day funding for nonprofits, tax receipt record keeping on the platform itself, conversion of lost bids during auctions into donation, push notifications, and other tools. 1.56 million is the number of total registered 501(c) nonprofits in United States. That translates to $410 billion in transaction volume. Tuesday will be concentrating on grassroots and small nonprofit that account for 1.2 million of total 1.56 million registered nonprofit in the United States. Tuesday has two revenue streams. One is a flat fee transaction revenue stream. For every transaction done on Tuesday app, the percentage will be earned. And second is a SaaS model that will start after the first 500 early adopters nonprofits will sign up on Tuesday app. Tuesday will be marketing through digital and social media. We'll be converting clients from our website and will be concentrating on cross promotions with other technologies in nonprofit arena. Why do we believe Tuesday is the most essential tool for nonprofits, and why do we believe Tuesday team is the one? Founders of Tuesdays have combined experience of over 25 years in a nonprofit vertical in various volunteer and administrative positions. We have experience with most of the platforms that are currently available in the marketplace and have noticed a technology void. Tuesday is created to address that void and fill the gap. Our passionate team, my co founder Mumtaz, myself, Maya, our visionary and advisor, Kevin, who's our technology officer, and Phil, our financial CFO. All of us have great passion for having nonprofits succeed in their mission, have passion for Tuesday application, and have passion to make every day a Giving Tuesday. As we are still in pre beta testing stages, our ask is simple. We would like introductions to 500 early adopters nonprofits, help with pre seed funding of $500,000, and introductions for meaningful partnerships with technology and marketing companies or platforms in nonprofit arena. My name is Abdullah Taru. I thank you for your time. I look forward to your questions and I look forward to your engagement with Tuesday. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mark Brewer. I'm the president and CEO of the Central Florida Foundation and had the honor of being one of the mentors on the Tuesday case as we took it through 4 months of activity. So Abdullah, this is the lightning round of questions, some things I want to share and have you share. First of all, you clearly are revenue started and you are have a revenue shift that comes after you get 500 people to join. So that clearly is the first thing you're going to do. So let me ask you about what the next few months looks like in terms of what Tuesday will be working on.
Well, the next immediate future of Tuesday, of course, is to get accepted or get included in the app and the Android app stores. Enter the market space this month. We are already done with our pre-testing mode and have one successful auction and donation before the year end.
So over the last 4 months, you've been through a lot of retooling and rethinking and focus. Tell us a little bit about the evolution that happened over the last 4 months in the Rally Social Enterprise Accelerator.
Well, before I get started, I have to say I'm very fortunate that I was accepted in Rally. The idea came out of our personal need for our family nonprofit about 3 years ago, looking for a platform that would be economical and useful to what we wanted to do or how we wanted to use or create donations. Joining Rally, the first thing we learned that our need is also need of many other grassroots and small profits that are out there who cannot afford the expensive platforms that are available. And secondly, small and grassroots was not in my vocabulary. That's what I learned that my niche market, we were able to identify our market and which market we would be marketing to. So that was a great help.
And so scale for you, if you think of 1.2 million out of the total population of nonprofits actually falls into that space that you're looking at. Scale for you, what's this look like over the next year, 2 years, 3 years? What are you looking for in terms of the size of your scale to reach that marketplace?
Well, we have started to market our app already. We have spoken to more than 70 different nonprofits. But I believe for a short-term goal, I would say that's easy to consume and keep us accountable. For next 6 months, we are looking to bring on 550 nonprofits that will bring 200 donors or users on the app. That's about average of 200 per nonprofit. That's 110,000 users. And our goal is to help each nonprofit raise about $2,325 a month. That could end up at $7,675,000 for 6 months. So our goal is to bring 550 nonprofits by June of 2021.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank you for all the hard work you put in, and I want to join John in asking everyone to look for how they can support you in these 3 areas. And thanks for your hard work, and look forward to the success of Tuesday.
Thank you, Mark, and thank you, Rally.
I want to send it over to Ben Hoyer now, who is the brain of Rally. We kind of refer to him as the guy who figures things out, and then he and Kyle together figure out how to get them all done. So, Ben, I'll send it to you.
Thanks, Mark. I hope you all are seeing that social entrepreneurship takes passion and commitment and then real innovation in new spaces. And so it's energizing to work with entrepreneurs like Abdullah and with rally makers. Rob mentioned that rally makers are the heart of Rally, and they really are. There are donors, there are mentors, there are our subject matter experts, and there are supporters. And so I want to introduce a new rally maker for us this year. Her name is Nikki Decker, and she'll be introducing us to the NUMI team.
Great. Hi, everyone. I'm Nikki Decker. As Ben mentioned, this is my first year as a rally maker, and I have to tell you, it has been a really fulfilling experience as I've got to meet and really work with amazing entrepreneurs who are truly changing the world. And I encourage anyone out there who might be interested, learn more about how you might be able to get involved. It's something you will really treasure and won't regret. So the cohort that I mentored is called NUMI. Now, NUMI is an app for parents and therapists to help children with autism develop lifelong skills for independence and turn their special needs into special abilities. The co-founder is Gian from Armenia. Hopefully I said her name right, I practiced. And she has a personal passion for this project, which I am confident you'll see come through. Personally, I have been so inspired by her perseverance throughout this entire process. And today, NUMI will be asking for your consideration for investment of $200,000. So please help me give your attention to NUMI and its co-founder, Gian.
Hi everyone, I'm Gane, CEO and co-founder of NUMI. Let me take you to the journey with NUMI, which is a play of new me in a childish way. I started this because it's a personal story and it's been my professional career for the last 14 years. It's about passion. Everyone in 54 children diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. This number is increasing 8% annually, adding another 2 million who needs to be taken care of. The desired state of NUMI is to provide support to more special needs families who can have affordable access of occupational therapy methods and tools for increased progress towards independence. How are we going to reach our desired state? With the help of our solution. It's a guiding for children, helping parents, and providing monitoring tool for the therapies. It's a comprehensive solution which empowers children to develop lifelong skills for independence and self-sufficiency. Customers of NUMI are parents of children with special needs. They face many problems just because they have special needs children, but many studies showed that starting intervention at an early age can help children to turn their special needs into special abilities. However, children and professionals' numbers are not equal. Just because for becoming a fully qualified specialist is minimum 6 years of studying. Moreover, children spend only 4% of their time. The other 96% they are at home with family without any therapy. So NUMI is here to help and explore. For the parents, it is support anytime, education, and peace of mind as they can track child's location, get professional advices and support 24/7. And for the children, we're helping to develop skills for independent life living and they can become a fully member of society. How it works? Organizer for basic everyday skills, social story for communication and behavior, GPS tracker for knowing child's location, and progress reports for each child's progress. The business model of NUMI is monthly subscription $15 with 1 month free trial, and the therapists will be our advocates. The market only in USA is quite big, 14.6 million users. It includes children with any type of special needs, but first we target autism spectrum disorder. And we are going to reach our users through Occupational Therapy Association, which is one in the USA, where all licensed therapists are registered. We have already 60 users from the USA. We're continuing our research with the therapists. We have already MOU for joint research with a professor of Augusta University, Armenian Medical University, and NUMI, which will start next year. And we are in the process of signing an agreement with a USA-based partner, which will open the doors for 2,000 therapists. How we could do this? With a team with more than 14 years of experience in health and tech businesses, which help to create a product that can change the lives of special needs children. Elena and me are both occupational therapists. I just graduated my Master of Science in Occupational Therapy, which is a combined program of 5 universities, and we just did a scientific research on NUMI. Soon it will be published. Elena has also experienced 6 years of experience in marketing and PR, so she's responsible for that part. Our CTO has 12 years of experience in leading tech companies and who has also a personal connection to the problem. But we strengthen our team with our advisors, with Hanneke van Bruggen and Lilia Osipova, who are experts in their fields and who help us to create a professional and competitive content. Now, we need a financial bootstrap of $200,000 for hiring new people and completing the commercial product, which will help us to reach 1,400 families, paid customers, and it will help us to reach our break-even point. So let's be one of those who creates impactful businesses. Thank you very much. From Numi with love.
All right, good job, Gayan. It's time for the lightning round. Some questions for you. So you have a huge social impact here with the growth of need and the availability of this simple solution. It's not simple to do, but it is a simple and kind of elegant solution to a problem the entire world faces. Tell us what the next 6 months looks like for your company. What are you going to be focused on day to day over the next 6 months to get to this point where you can scale beyond 1,400?
Thank you very much, Mark, for the question. So our next goals for the next 6 months, first fundraising, we need for the bootstrap, then releasing the commercial product, and partnership with universities and individual researchers who will help us to continue scientific research on NUMI.
And what's the market acceptance look like? How are people in the marketplace? Is this complicated for them to understand how to use, or is that an issue that you can get through?
Actually, we started our market research in Armenia and Russia, and with the help of Rally, we did it also in USA. And surprisingly, parents are happy to use it. Therapists kind of in love, waiting for the final release of the product. And we already have progress of children who are using NUMI on their daily basis during 2-3 months. It's like amazing. It's helping parents and therapists to save time and helping children just to learn skills for independent living. So we are waiting for finalizing the product and providing it to more families.
Right. Well, it is amazing that you found something that works across all different economies and all different cultures, and it has a wonderful social impact. Last question, tell me a little bit about your 4 months in Rally. What kind of evolution was it? How far did you come? What did you see change or move during those 4 months? How did it help you?
Rally is amazing. It's the first program that we learn how to do social impact business. With the help of Rally, we found out about about impact summary, and we analyzed it with Jeff with basis data. we did research and started the first tests in the USA market. And finally, we changed, like, understand on which direction we should go with the business model. So we decided to go with a B2C, and later on it will be like B2B.
That makes sense. That's a lot of movement in a few months. Dan, thank you for all that you're doing. And Nikki, thank you for your mentorship in this process. And now I'll throw it back to Ben Hoyer.
Thanks, Mark. I'm excited to introduce our next rally maker. It's Andrew Finkelstein. He comes to us with Greenberg Traurig, and he's going to be introducing zero trafficking.
Hi, I'm Andrew Finkelstein, and I'm a corporate and securities lawyer at Greenberg Traurig. I've been a rally maker for 3 years, and it's just been a fantastic experience. Social entrepreneurs are a key to solving some of our most challenging issues, and they really need our support. And this has just been a great way for me to help in the small way that I can. This cohort, I was fortunate to mentor a company called Zero Trafficking, which is using data and AI solutions to help companies such as banks track and identify and report human trafficking networks. Working closely with Sam and his team has been just such a great experience, really because they're just so committed to eliminating and ending human trafficking, which is just such a major problem in this country. So, today, Zero Trafficking will be asking for introductions to senior leadership at small and medium financial institutions. So hopefully there's a way for us to help out in that regard. And at this time, just help me give your attention to Zero Trafficking.
Good afternoon. My name is Samuel Curat, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Zero Trafficking, where we disrupt human trafficking networks. What does that mean? Why human trafficking? At Zero Trafficking, we believe that human trafficking is a nexus crime, meaning that it connects broadly to other threats around the world. This includes terrorism, illicit finance, organized crime, drug cartels, you name it, human trafficking connects to it. So we also believe that human trafficking is unique within that threat ecosystem, in that human trafficking is the only criminal enterprise with a persistent business need to advertise with their contact information in the clear and open internet. So furthermore, we believe that that fact is something that can be exploited and turned against the threat ecosystem writ large. What does that look like visually? Well, you can see we've got this graph of the overall criminal threat network. You've got drug trafficking organizations and weapon trafficking organizations and other organized crime organizations that are all very careful and are used to being targeted. And then you've got human traffickers that are not used to being targeted as a criminal organization per se. And so they avoid their anonymity online in order to advertise. We exploit that and turn the tables on them. So why isn't this already happening? So the reason it isn't already happening is because there is a victim-reliant approach in law enforcement. This means that most law enforcement organizations rely on victim cooperation and victim testimony before they move against a criminal group. What this means is that the criminal group is not identified first, the victim is contacted first, and then there is some level of hope or expectation that that victim will then turn against that criminal organization. Traffickers are prepared for this, and they protect against it through exploiting system inefficiencies, through manipulating the victims, through disguising their operation as independent prostitution, and ultimately by relying on substance abuse addiction from the victims in order to coerce them to continue cooperating. So what do? We fight back by mapping the criminal organizations through what we call our zero start point solution. We identify the data sources relevant to the area. We mine for suspicious data points, eliminate false flags, and the output of this is that we discover transnational organized crime through publicly available information. From an offering perspective, that turns into training, teaching people how to do it. Services, our intelligence expertise against a named area of interest, and data. This is the output in names, addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, contact information, pattern of life information about the criminal networks. So I want to give you an example of the current system. For example, let's say in the financial sector. Right now, in the current broken system of a victim-reliant approach, you have an endless waiting cycle where law enforcement is waiting for a suspicious activity report to be filed by the banks. After all, they have the transaction data. They should be able to discover the criminal activity, but banks are waiting for the information to be shared by law enforcement. Banks are hoping that law enforcement will identify to them who the bad guys are, and then they can serve up the financial transactions and help catch that said criminal suspect. So what gets missed during the waiting? Most of it. Most of it gets missed during the waiting. So who buys human trafficking network intelligence? Well, banking institutions, retail companies, ride-sharing companies, social media companies, they all need human trafficking intelligence data. What do I mean by data? I mean the contact information, the names, the phone numbers, the email addresses, the social media handles, and their association with criminal activity. All of these companies need this to reduce risk within their customer base. Who else needs this human trafficking network intelligence? Well, strategic litigators need it because they are suing on behalf of survivors of human trafficking, and right now it's just that victim and survivor's word against the hotel chain that profited from their abuse. We support, with our human trafficking network intelligence, all of the digital evidence needs that shift the burden away from what that victim remembers and is willing to testify to. Obviously, the government needs the training on the method, the intelligence services that we offer and support, and the data as an outflow. We're currently working with many representatives of local and federal law enforcement, and actually flying out to Arizona for our second joint local federal training event, and working with several law enforcement agencies out there as well. What's my ask to all of you? Well, banks is a new sector for us. It's very difficult to sell to banks saying, I have a new compliance solution that is not going to make you any additional money. It is just going to unveil risk that you're probably already concerned about but don't know whether or not you have a handle on. So if you can introduce us to the leadership of small regional banks, I would greatly appreciate that. If you're interested in contacting me, you can reach me on my cell phone, 703-646-8135, or contact me via my email address. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Well, thank you, Samuel. That is a wonderful and dynamic mix of intelligence, technology, and analysis, and something that certainly creates a model for solving a problem that lots of people are working on. This is a big kind of move for you as you move forward. You're putting this together for a while. Tell us what the immediate work of the company is going to be. What are you going to be focusing on in the immediacy after this?
Well, we've currently entered discussions with some major retailers, both including Target, Home Depot, and Lowe's, and even had Uber's security and fraud team contact us. And they're interested specifically in the data, which is what we make available through our tool online. And so in the next few months, we're going to be going into a testing phase with these potential clients as we seek to understand how our data fits within their workflow. The initial response we've been getting is very, very positive, and we're excited about it.
Excellent. Is it safe to say that there will be other channels open to use the same model as time moves on and people recognize this problem could be solved using this approach?
I absolutely think so. Right now, we're seeing a lot of dissatisfaction with the victim-reliant approach.
both from victim advocates and from law enforcement and from the commercial platforms out there. So as we see that shift, we're hoping to guide that with our training evolutions. We kind of discovered a huge education gap that is a revenue stream for us. So we turned a problem into a solution by using our paid trainings as the marketing we need to close that education gap.
Terrific, Samuel. Thank you. Your ask is very clear. Some volunteer leadership from the community to get you connected. That would be an important piece. Thanks to you and your team for the great work. And thank you, Andrew, for your fantastic mentorship. Ben Hoyer, back to you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. I'm really excited to see where zero trafficking goes. It's energizing to see a new strategy on a problem that has been very persistent for us in the country, for sure. I now want to introduce Jeff DeZort, who comes to us from Sesso Incorporated, and he mentored this cohort, O-Town Compost.
Thanks, Ben. Hello, everyone. As Ben said, I'm Jeff DeZort with CESO, or Sesso. We, as an organization, have been involved as rally makers for the past 3 years. And one of the things that we absolutely love about Rally is that we have the ability to leverage our gifts and talents and experiences with organizations and partnering with organizations that think about society above themselves. And so social entrepreneurship, which provides this great opportunity for us at CESO to connect with groups that are like-minded, people that love business and organizations that love business, and most importantly, people that love serving their community. And so this cohort, I had the pleasure to mentor O-Town Compost, and working closely with Charlie has been super rewarding to see his company grow in the space of food waste and local composting. Prior to working with Charlie, I personally had no idea the amount of waste that makes its way into local landfills, but could be repurposed to nutrient rich and environmentally friendly compost. And so today, O-Town Compost will be asking for a $50,000 social impact loan. It is my pleasure to introduce O-Town Compost.
Hi, my name is Charlie Pioli, founder of O-Town Compost, Orlando's community composter. I come from a background in solid waste consulting, where I witnessed firsthand the egregious waste being produced and poorly managed around the country. Community composting is a grassroots movement that has grown rapidly in the last decade, with composters popping up everywhere to convert food scraps into a valuable compost for the community. At the time of starting O-Town Compost, Orlando Metro didn't really have the infrastructure to do the food waste recycling, so I saw a great opportunity. 45% of the material going to Orange County landfill is organic waste. And if we're serious about achieving our zero waste goals, such as the City of Orlando's zero waste goal by 2040, we need to focus on the largest component. Over a 20-year time span, O-Town Compost hopes to grow similar to Cedar Grove Compost outside of Seattle, Washington, being able to process 100% of the organic waste generated in the city. With the infrastructure in place, I'm confident that public officials will start an aggressive push to divert the food waste. O-Town Compost is a full-service collection company for residential and commercial, with clients such as restaurants, cafes, offices, and school cafeterias. Additionally, we do event food waste diversion and produce compost on the back end to enhance Central Florida's soil for farmers and gardeners. For residential subscribers, it's as easy as a 4-step process. We swap out your bucket, compost it, and return the finished compost to you twice per year. Of our 120 residential subscribers, we've identified our average subscriber as someone who feels it's worth $20 or $30 a month extra to live in a healthier planet. Not to mention for the DIYers, backyard composting isn't easy, it's laborious, and there's risks of pests and odors. We give environmentally conscious Orlando residents an easy and affordable option, pest and odor free. We've been operational for close to a year now, and with 5 commercial, 120 residential clients, you're seeing exponential growth month over month, even in spite of the pandemic, which has caused us to shift our focus more to the residential side. There's little competition now besides the City of Orlando's solid waste division that only operates in their jurisdiction and has to haul 2 hours west to the nearest composting site. In the long term, we want to be in a position to sign a collection franchise agreement with local municipalities to start curbside composting program. In the short term, this slide pertains to the short term, where I compare ourselves to Bootstrap Compost in Boston, Massachusetts, and what they've been able to accomplish in their first 6 to 8 years. That's where you get 2,500 households and 100 commercial clients. Each month, we spend around $100 in targeted Facebook and Google ads, with most of our publicity coming organically. Influencers like State Representative Anna Escamani have been great at spreading our community composting message through word of mouth. And I never turn down educational opportunities to give presentations at schools, garden clubs, or public libraries. On Black Friday, we announced a service area expansion to the west part of the county. My partner, Chuck, is running the composting site out there, while O-Town Compost maintains the collection and hauling. It works out great with Chuck's arbor business, which brings in a plethora of carbon-rich wood chips, essential for any composting business. We're currently looking for a $50,000 social impact loan, which would allow us to purchase the equipment and lease the property we need to grow our revenue tenfold. If you are inspired to join us on our mission to eliminate organic waste, please consider subscribing your household or business, sharing our message through your channels, or contacting me directly at info@otowncompost.com. I believe community composting is the first step in a shift of Orlando's culture in how we view waste as a resource and not as trash.
Great job, Charlie. And now it's time for the lightning round. So it's interesting that you've taken something that's worked for generations and figured out how to make it work in modern American life. And your venture to go through jurisdictions to get this done in your first marketing focus took a little time and effort, didn't it? Tell us a little bit about your time in the Accelerator and what you went through and what you learned.
Yeah, I would say it really gave me a better concept of my customer. What I named her Conscious Kathy because 90% of my customers are female, which, you know, it's a little embarrassing for the men out there. But I would say that Rally helped in that regard, and then they helped me get my Facebook and social media ads up to par and getting people to my website landing page.
So what's big in the next 3 or 4 months? What are you working on immediately that's most important to you?
Right now, I'm composting on my half acre in East Orlando. That's bursting at the seams, so I'm looking for a composting site, and ultimately, you know, the cargo van and the warehouse space, which kind of all go hand in hand in allowing me to take on more commercial clients and scale my revenue by about 10 times.
Well, great job, Charlie. So you're asking for customers, a little bit of understanding, and a loan, and all of those things can get you scaled relatively quickly, it sounds like. Thanks to you, Jeff, for being a great mentor in this as well. Ben Hoyer, back to you.
Thanks, guys. Man, the first thing that stuck out to me with O-Town Compost was that 50% of our landfills are compostable products. And it makes me think twice every time I'm thrown away celery or a head of lettuce. And maybe you'll think about that too and look up O-Town compost. Next, I want to turn it over to Vishal Gupta, who mentored the Modo team for us this cohort.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Vishal Gupta with Park Square, and I'm very excited to be here with you all this morning. I've been a rally maker for about 4 years, and I'm a rally maker because social entrepreneurs are just changing the world, and I find it fulfilling to learn about them and contribute to their growth and success in a small way. This cohort, Rob Petapinto, Jennifer Felder-Smith, and I had the honor to mentor Modo Collective, an organization based in northern Uganda, founded by Suzanne and Morgan. Two ladies that we have come to really admire and respect. And despite time differences and sometimes lack of electricity, they always made our video calls, sometimes in the middle of the night and sometimes in the dark. Working with Susan and Morgan has been both inspiring and humbling, because we've seen just how committed they are to changing the lives of young women and their families in Uganda by creating an economic opportunity that they will treasure for a lifetime. I will let them share more details very soon here. Today, Modo will be asking for a $70,000 grant to give Ugandan women access to the tools and the confidence to design their own future. Please welcome Modo Collective.
Hi, my name is Morgan Ginn.
And my name is Susanna Mirimo.
And together we founded Modo Collective, a social enterprise in Uganda committed to creating economic opportunity for female youth. We started Modo because we believe that women everywhere, from Central Florida to Northern Uganda, should have access to the tools and the confidence to design a future that they envision. But the problem is that this is not a reality for women everywhere, including right here in Northern Uganda, where we are both based. Women have less access to education and employment opportunities, which is evident by the 60% unemployment rate of working age women. The apparel industry in Uganda could be a solution to create thousands of jobs for female youth, but it is severely underdeveloped. Modo is on a mission to catalyze the apparel industry in Uganda by boosting employment for tailors by 25% and increasing their income by 30% over the next 3 years.
We are changing this through our in-house Made in Uganda label, Modo Designs, that produces locally made workwear for the modern Ugandan woman and creates dignified employment for women in our community. Our clothing is designed for Ugandans by Ugandans. We design our clothing for women like Gloria, pictured here, a small business owner of a tourism company in northern Uganda. Gloria wants clothing that is professional, affordable, and that represents her unique style. But like many working women in Uganda, Gloria has a problem. Workwear for women is extremely hard to find. On one hand, she can sort through cheap secondhand imported goods that are low quality and do not reflect her personal style. And on the other hand, there are luxury imports that are priced out of reach from the majority. Modo is filling the gap for women like Gloria by providing access to affordable, professional, high-quality clothing that is both locally sourced and locally made. Modo is giving women like Gloria the confidence to break glass ceilings, all the meanwhile creating dignified employment opportunities for women in her community, putting impact back in the hands of Ugandans. There are 120,000 women in northern Uganda just like Gloria. Modo is reaching her through our brick and mortar store, which creates a first of its kind shopping experience, and secondly, through our ambassador program focused on creating more opportunities for women to earn an income by selling Modo in their networks. Through Modo Designs, we are bringing Made in Uganda movement to the world, to Uganda.
But the problem of youth unemployment in Uganda is huge, and to sustainably tackle this problem, it is going to take more than one brand, rather a collective movement of brands. This is why our long-term vision is to expand our production to private label manufacturing to produce for global and local brands, enabling us to achieve the highest level of scale and sustainability to create hundreds of jobs for female youth and bring Made in Uganda to the world. But for us to realize this vision, we have to first solve the problem of talent sourcing in the apparel industry.
Many local tailoring programs fail to provide their youth with the skills they need to be successful. When a person comes out of these programs into our factory, we have to completely retrain them. Susan and I saw this as a huge barrier, so we did something about it, and we launched our own training program as an extension of Moto Collective. Our program is built on experiential learning and prioritizes skill-based learning. It is a third of the time and only half the cost of traditional programs. After only 6 months, our participants are more advanced than most students are after a 3-year traditional program. We launched this program in January 2020 and accepted 10 participants. One of those is Josephine, pictured here. Before joining, Josephine was working as a maid, earning only $15 a month. She felt stuck because, like Josephine, we all have dreams and goals for our future, but we need access to the tools and the confidence to make them a reality. After graduating, the skills Josephine developed will enable her to join our workforce and increase her income by more than 5 times. And the program is so successful, we are getting noticed in our community and just entered a partnership with a MasterCard-funded program to train more youth next year. The talent built through our training program funnels directly into our production house, and our profits support the training of more youth in our community. By offering both training and employment, Moto can create jobs for hundreds of youth just like Josephine. And we know by creating jobs for women, we are empowering them to make decisions in their life and in their community. Or in other words, the ability to design their own future.
We know that we are the right people for the job. My experience in fashion and design, tailoring and manufacturing operations,
combined with my experience in social entrepreneurship, sustainable fashion, and marketing, make us a dynamic duo that is passionate and aligned to tackle this major challenge. But we can't do this alone. Moto is on a path to reach financial sustainability by 2024 to fully support our training program through our profits. But we need grant funding to seed our operations. Our training program is looking for $50,000 in grants to train over 100 youth over the next 2 years, creating a reliable flow of talent for our factory. And Moto Design is looking for $20,000 in small business grants to invest in marketing, expansion, boost our sales, and to further employment opportunities for tailors in our region. Together, we can create a world where every woman has the tools and the confidence to design her own future. Thank you, and we hope you follow along on our journey.
Congratulations, Susan and Morgan, for your passion and your perseverance, even when the lights were out. You've had a terrific run in the Rally Social Enterprise Accelerator. Help us understand a little bit about how, as a social enterprise, you could bring together all of these elements. You have financial equity for the women in Uganda, you have economic development, you have the ability to create real social and economic change in a single place, but the world's a big place and there might be other opportunities, right?
Hi, Mark. It's nice to see you. Yeah, that's a great question. And here in Uganda, northern Uganda, where we are both based, the opportunity is just so huge. So like what you saw on the slide there, the apparel industry in Uganda is relatively untapped because 70% of secondhand clothes end up in places like Uganda. And you know what that means is that there is not the market there for made in Uganda goods. Goods that are made here, make jobs here, and empower the people who are wearing the clothes. There's also the problem of 60% youth unemployment in Uganda. And so Susan and I have seen both of these problems, and we saw that they could both be solved by the same solution of unlocking the potential of the apparel industry in Uganda, which is proven to make hundreds of jobs, primarily for female youth. And the way that we're doing that is through training and employment. And we knew that in order, if we're going to build a new industry in Uganda, we couldn't do it without building the talent, which means that we get to create dignified jobs for more youth in our community through our hybrid model.
Well, it's wonderful as a social enterprise that you can actually make a market and create vertical integration there where you can do all the things necessary to make it come true. And by the way, create a model that I think others in the world will enjoy. One last question. Over the next 6 months, what's the primary focus?
So over the next 6 months, we are building out our factory. We are trying to get a bit of traction towards our private label. So we will be testing out for our private label clients. and trying to develop their products and also manufacture at our factory. We believe by building our factory, we are going to be able to even hire more youth to work in our factory. And also our school is taking in its second class. So we're in the process of receiving applications for next year, and we have the opportunity of accepting over 40 students for next year. And yeah.
Yeah, we're excited. We're quadrupling our impact next year, but we can't do it alone. So we hope that some of you might be able to help us raise that 70 grand that we need to create more dignified job opportunities and empower female youth to design their own futures.
Well, thank you, Susan and Morgan, and congratulations to your superstar group of mentors who I know enjoyed their work with you very much. And now back to Ben Hoyer.
Hey, we are thrilled that you took the time during your lunch break to join us for this showcase. As Rob mentioned, this is our 6th showcase of Rally Fellows who we feel like are world-class social entrepreneurs. I hope that you found a way, one of those that you might connect further with. You just got a snapshot of them. We told them it's like a first date today. So if you're ready for your second date with one of our fellows, they all had contact information on the end of their slide deck. If you missed it or can't go back and see it, you can connect with us through the Contact Us page on our website, rallysea.com. We just closed applications for our 7th cohort and are getting ready to start in on that in January. But we are open to always finding the next right rally maker to add to the team. So if you're in our region, you're an innovative problem solver, or want to learn how to become an innovative problem solver, reach out to us there on our website as well at the Contact Us page at rallysea.com. Thanks again for joining us, and have a great Giving Tuesday.